Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys have been doing well. So, a warm welcome to all of you and all the new subscribers, and for all of you who have been with me for all along, for all this while. It's truly amazing. Our small community has grown, and you guys are amazing at supporting one another. And when I look at some of the comments and how you help one another, I'm truly happy that as divine feminines, everyone is supporting one another, and we are supporting one another, and this is what community is about. And with that, really, thank you guys for helping me, with keeping this space clean, beautiful, and safe for everyone. So, with that, today I'm speaking to all of you. I'm speaking to the Divine Feminine collectives. And this topic is really going to matter a lot, especially for those of you who have crossed a quiet but powerful threshold. Especially, and we've all been there before as divine feminines. So today we're going to talk about, for those of you who were once obsessed, spiraled, ached, begged the universe for signs. Well, that's the story of every divine feminine here. But now you find yourself saying, whatever, the golden word, whatever. And for the first time, you actually mean it. Not because you're numb, not because you're bitter, but because your field is finally clear. So this isn't about giving up. This is about graduating. So let's be clear. As the divine feminine, when we say whatever, we are not being flippant or avoidant. We are not closing our heart either. We are just done collapsing. We are done leaking life force into timelines that requires us to bleed just to feel seen. So we are done trying to prove the soul born to our beloved divine masculine, who can't even look into our eyes. And now we are not angry. We are just anchored. So that's why you see, obsession is a feel leak, not love. Obsession wasn't love. Obsession is a feel leak, a trauma tether disguised as romance. That's why we are not crazy for feeling everything. We are just carrying the whole energetic contract alone. But that obsession loop, it ends when your nervous system stops gripping the version of your divine masculine that refuses to rise. And that's when whatever slips out, as my title, really, I was thinking about what I should title this discourse. And that's when whatever slips out, not from detachment, but from completion. So that version of you that said, I just want one more message. Maybe if I send one more message to my DM, maybe if I send one more dream, maybe this sign means he's finally realizing, maybe this, maybe that version is gone. Because now, maybe nothing. He knows where I am. My heart is still open, but I'm no longer open to being burned. And that's not a wall. That's a boundary born from power. As divine feminines, we do not collapse to be loved. As divine feminine, we burn because it is. So that's why, what happens after we say whatever? So after this moment, you will notice something. You will notice that you speak differently. After you say whatever, your life starts to rearrange. You speak differently, you create differently. You stop explaining your journey. We do not explain our journey anymore. We stop scanning for updates from our divine masculine's field. We don't need to know what he's doing. So that's why that block, he may have blocked you on social media, or he may have blocked you. You see, that's why I always say blocking is extremely good. Because sometimes it's the universe's intervention that you're always looking at his profile, or you're always, hoping for something to move, or you're always looking at his messenger to see whether he's online, or looking at his WhatsApp to see whether he's online, or Instagram, or the countless apps out there. Because you don't need to know what he's doing, because our energy is no longer fused to his confusion, because we are not waiting for union. We are living as union. So this is the invitation he will feel. And when he does return, it will not be to the divine feminine, to the women who beg to be chosen. And we've all been there before, right? After meeting our divine masculine, our soul recognition, recognizing him as the divine husband, we do everything, all the tricks from our basket, from cooking, from showering him with love, from not playing games, for just not acting like yourself at all. That performance stage, that's the biggest killer. And when he returns, he will not return to that version of you anymore. He will return to the women who chose herself, the women whose field is so anchored, so still, so sovereign, that we no longer ask, will he come back? Instead, we say, does he return? Does he return to serve my frequency now? And that is the beginning of our goddess self-awakening. That is the divine feminine command. So, if you are in this phase, if whatever has become your quiet mantra, you're not cold, you're not avoidant, you're not done loving, you're just done bleeding for this illusion. And that's when the energy finally shifts, because you're no longer seeking your divine masculine. You become the embodiment of the goddess herself. And as the divine feminine goddess, you do not chase, you do not beg, you simply burn in truth, in clarity, in command. And when he's ready to meet you in that frequency, he will. But until then, you're not waiting, you're walking. So, as we delve deeper into this discourse, whatever really means on the twin flame path, because the moment you say it and truly feel it, something radical shifts. You stop leaking energy, you stop tracking him in the field, you stop holding the thread for your divine masculine who dropped it a long time ago, right? And instead, you start transmitting. So let's be honest. We called it love, but most of it was a leak. A leak of our time, a leak of our breath, a leak of our emotional bandwidth, a leak of our psychic connection, a leak of our sacred fire, and all to try to hold something that he was not meeting with integrity. It doesn't mean the love wasn't real. It means our field was unsupervised and our obsession was an emergency signal from our own soul. Please come back to your center, right? When you stop sending him energy, when you stop over explaining the bond, when you stop cooking for him, when you stop doing wifely duties for him, a wounded wifely duties, when you stop scanning the signs, your field doesn't go numb. It goes coherent. And suddenly, instead of vibrating with anxiety and hope and heartbreak, you begin to vibrate with presence. That's what transmission is. It's when your energy starts saying, I'm not waiting, I'm not convincing, I'm living. And this is when our divine masculine will feel it differently. Always remember, he does still love you, but not the way he used to. Now your energy feels less available, less urgent, less chaotic, more calm, more still, more distant, more magnetic. Because you're not broadcasting your need anymore. You're simply existing. in truth, in alignment, in flow. And ironically, that's the moment when he can no longer dismiss you, because you're no longer trying to be chosen. You've chosen yourself. From this place of coherence, everything starts to change. Your mission activates, your body softens, your soul attracts what it's ready for, and your timeline stops circling the wound. Why? Because you are no longer trying to get something back. You finally return to you. And when you return to you return to God, you return to flow, and you return to clarity. So, if you're in this moment right now, where you've stopped obsessing, where you've stopped needing the next psychic hit, when you have stopped asking when or how or what if, then you've made it. That is field correction. This is the moment the obsession ends and the embodiment begins. You are not looking for union anymore, you're transmitting it. And from here, everything changes. So, to wrap up this discourse, the final part of this discourse is when our divine masculine feels us again. And you may ask, only now? You're no longer reachable because something has changed, not in him, but in you. And suddenly, the same man, our beloved divine masculine, who could ignore you for months, starts thinking of you again, dreaming of you again, wondering why your energy feels so different. So let's talk about that moment. Firstly, he doesn't feel the frantic pull anymore, the psychic grip, the karmic guilt feel, because you are no longer emotionally broadcasting need. He still feels something else now: stillness, distance, power, and his soul can't label it, but his body knows something different. You haven't disappeared. You've just stopped being available to that version of him that stayed in avoidance. That that version. That version no longer has access. That mean version, that nasty version, that version that would block you, that version will say, I'm not interested, I don't want to talk to you, and try to show an angry face. That version no longer has access. No longer at all. And the silence feels loud now for our divine masculine. When you were holding the field, he could ignore you because he could feel you were chasing. But now that you have dropped the obsession and said whatever, you see, just saying whatever, like that release you feel, the relief you feel. Beautiful, isn't it? Now that you've dropped the obsession and said whatever from your spine, not from your ego, the silence gets loud for him. Why? Because you're not sending the old energy anymore. You're not pinging the timeline. You're not psychically carrying his guilt. You're not looping the dream state just to stay connected. And for the first time ever, he has to meet his own emptiness. And your new frequency triggers his soul memory. He might not say it, but he feels the pull, the absence, the mystery, the recalibration. Your energy no longer says, please remember me. It says, I'm whole, I'm sovereign, and you're free to rise or stay exactly where you are. And that calmness, that neutrality, it's magnetic. And it's also almost terrifying because it means he's no longer in control of the energetic thread. So power to you, girls. You are. This is the goddess self moment. And this is not revenge, it's resonance. This isn't punishment, this isn't coldness, this isn't manipulation. This is simply resonance correction. Our divine masculine is now faced with a choice: Show up as your equal or stay outside the field. You haven't blocked him. Only he does this kind of foolish 3D stuff, like literally like blocking you on social media, or telling you that, hey, I will talk to your mutual friends, I will talk to your mutual connections, but I won't talk to you, and I'm blocking you because you are making my field collapse. You're making me collapse. You are agitating me. You're irritating me. You're annoying me. Well, as divine feminines, we don't do that. We haven't blocked him. We have just exited the frequency where our sacred energy was being wasted. And now the only way he can reach you is in truth, is in alignment, in coherence. So, if you're feeling the shift, if you're aware he's sensing you again, if you are seeing signs, dreams, subtle psychic echoes, but you feel no desire to collapse or reconnect through pain, then you're not disconnected. You're redirected. And now, if he returns, you will not find the women who waited. He will not find the women who waited. He will find the women who became the field. And if he doesn't, that's okay too. Because you are no longer chasing love. You are living it. And that's what whatever really means. Truly. And if this message spoke to your soul, and if you have said whatever and felt the field shift, then you're not disconnected. You're embodied. You're no longer holding the thread for someone who won't walk it with you. You have stopped longing. You've started flowing. You've remembered who you are. And from here, everything changes. Everything absolutely changes. So book a session with me if you are ready to ground your own whatever moment into clarity, power, and purpose. And the link is below in the description. And all sessions are conducted by me live via video call. So you can ask me any question you want about your journey. And if you're walking this path silently, just know the flame doesn't need to chase. It simply burns in truth. Keep walking and you're not alone. And again, guys, all the videos in this channel are created by me. The daily channelings I post it on TikTok, so I use a filter, but it's all me. Sometimes I don't know why you guys keep asking me. It's the same voice, it's the same eyes, it's the same voice, it's the same mouth, it's the same nose, it's the same cheekbones, it's the same hair, it's the same dress. But I don't know. Maybe I really don't know. Sometimes I think, it's innocently us, but sometimes I don't know. I think, when we're out there making videos, sometimes it's just entertainment, and it's just, I don't know, man. But as a psychic, sometimes I can feel the intentions. Sometimes people ask, but sometimes people do it because they just want to troll. So with that, I really hope you would respect the space. And remember, everything that I create is from my higher self, from cosmic consciousness. And thank you for all your kind comments. I really, really, really appreciate them from the bottom of my heart. I read all of them. And you guys are amazing. Truly, truly. Your words. In fact, your kind words, seeing how much my videos are helping you is what inspires me to create more. So with that, I'll see you all again with another video. Take care. Love you all. Remember, keep walking. You're not done. See you all again for another video. Take care and bye-bye.